So this is not a race, 20th anniversary nut roll. Albany. Right now.
Please try to get up closer to the police over there. Because I know you guys are going to Washington Street. So let's get going. All right, a couple quick announcements about the road. I know we have construction, and I've got it under control.
I'm so excited. It's coming down. Now, why does it have to rain? It's going to actually start raining. Can you believe this? It's raining. This is crazy. It's actually coming down pretty hard. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe this. It's pouring. And we just started. Oh no. It's going to be soaked the whole ride. It's pouring down. What the hell? Oh my God. Oh. Hair is currently soaked. The shoes are about to be wet. The whole outfit is wet. I don't know. I'm not even at a mile yet. It's going to rain like this for 35 miles. I can't ride it 35 miles like this. Oh my God. It's crazy.
Really good chance. The electric stays holding on.
The second black person turned around. I'm surprised. Hello. Welcome to Tanesia's Locs Beauty Tips and Potpourri, also known as the I Am Melanin Magic brand. Welcome to Spiritually Initiated and Crowned. You're with Tanesia Ali, and today I'm going to share with you and would like to bring you along on my 35-mile race that I completed a couple days ago. It was magnificent. I didn't think I was going to go through it. I did finish it successfully, and I wanted to share some of the highlights because not only did it reveal a lot about my physical stamina, it revealed a lot about where I've grown emotionally and mentally. And as I reflect on some of the lessons from the race, I feel that they can be useful, not just for me, but for others as well. So I'm going to share this on both of my channels. Many of you know that I set out sometime in early spring to do this race. Some of you who follow me on my spiritual channel, Spiritually Initiated and Crowned, are aware of the fact that one of my New Year's resolutions was to make this the year that I got into the best shape of my life. And the ironic thing is, I did 35 miles, which I've never done, and I still don't feel like I'm in the best shape of my life. And I had to query myself about that because I've had this habit throughout my life, and my mom used to always bring this to my attention, of not celebrating my accomplishments or not really holding the space for them like I should, and judging myself unfairly or not giving myself the benefit of the accolades that I deserve. And so what that caused me to do in the aftermath was to say, well, have you ever done 35 miles before? Had you ever set a physical goal like this and achieved it? Isn't that what you did? Then why isn't that a huge, epic accomplishment? And in what other areas of your life do you do that same thing? And how is that a form of sabotage? That's what I had to ask myself. And I bet you can relate to that. You've done many wonderful things in your life. You've had children. You've raised them well. You've set out on a course of study that you accomplished. You started a business, or you got that dream job, or maybe you picked up and moved to unfamiliar territory. There are lots of things that you've done. Have you given yourself the credit for those things? Have you really held the space to celebrate them? Because I can promise you, the outcome is so different when I say to myself, you accomplished that, didn't you? Is that something that everybody does every day? No. Could you have done that last year? No. Didn't you have to work to prepare for that? Yes. Didn't you want to quit? Yes. Did you quit? No. And then I say to myself, I did that shit. Like I did that shit. And when I tell you it was not easy, it was not easy. And in this video, you're going to see where I'm going to add clips of specific milestones and time markers as to where I was at different parts of the journey. Because when I tell you it was hard, y'all, because it started raining, as I mentioned, and it rained continuously, with the exception of a couple of 3 miles, maybe 3. It rained continuously. It did not cease. And when I say it rained, I'm talking about torrential downpour. You're going to see me very early on in the race. My feet are full of water. My whole shirt, my jersey is wet. My chamois, everything. You know, when you're cycling, you have on certain types of gear. All of it soaked. My helmet, my hair drenched, dripping. I had on sunglasses. I couldn't wear them over my eyes because the water and the moisture just kept them clouded up and I couldn't see. Like, it was rough like this for the entire ride. So when I tell you it was a big accomplishment, it really was. And so I'm taking credit for that. I'm really going to take credit for that in a different way. And I'm going to spend some time today delineating the multitude of other things that I've accomplished in my life because I didn't give up, because I refused to give up, or I continued to go and I continued to plod along and I continued to persevere and I continued to try to do what was right for either myself, my life, my family, or for others that I might have been helping. And that, looking at things that way, puts me in an entirely different celebratory mindset. It raises my vibration. It allows me to take credit for the accomplishments that I have been blessed with by the Creator, and to celebrate who I am, who I'm becoming, and even who I've been. So I'd love for you to think about your life in the same way and to ask yourself, what is it that you've done? What bite-sized pieces have you taken out of something that seemed to be larger than life? What goals did you set? What objectives did you accomplish? Where are you now compared to where you were at some time before? Rather than look at what you still may have to do, or what it is that you may be dealing with in your life that may be unfinished. Maybe you didn't score as high as you wanted to on that test. Maybe you missed the mark in terms of the weight loss. Whatever it is, ask yourself, why am I not celebrating the time and effort that I did put in to accomplish the things that are allowing me to be where I currently am? And just like with me, there's next year as well. Next year, I'd like to be in a space where I do the 35 miles with ease, or even that I do the 65 mile race maybe. But the point is that you set some type of goal and you took corrective action, or you took consistent action each and every day. You persevered and you accomplished something that's important, that deserves to be celebrated. So as I share some of the clips with you, I want you to just, in your mind, meditate on or contemplate on some of the lessons. because I can promise you, when the rain started for those first several miles, thank you. When the rain started for those first several miles, it took everything in me not to turn back. As soon as we started out, before we reached even probably 800 meters, 2 people turned around and went back. And they were like, no way, not in this rain. And I thought, should I turn around? Should I turn around? Kept going. Mile 4.5, the rain was just pouring. And I was like, you know what? I don't think this is going to work. Like, I need to turn around before it gets to be too late. But I didn't turn around. I continued to keep going. By mile 7, I was still on the fence, whining and complaining, thinking, how in the world am I going to do this? How am I going to do 35 miles? And what if the rain doesn't stop? The next thing I knew, I was at 10. Once I got to 10 miles, I said, okay, to turn around is going to be another 10 miles, which means when I get back to the starting place, I would have been at 20, and then I'd be 15 miles short of the goal. How would I feel? So by the time I hit close to 10 miles, honestly, although I was still kind of in a place of dread, and I hadn't crossed over at that point, I was in a space of like, you know what? You in this thing now. And I said to myself, 15 more miles is still only going to put me at 25. What? And then I got another 10, saying to myself, how am I going to do this? I continued, and I continued, y'all. That sun was beaming down. It's got my eyes watering and I'm sweating. When I tell you, by the time I stopped at the first and only little rest stop, I didn't get off my bike. I grabbed a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, 2 little small ones, and I took off and kept going. Because it's easy to be out there and lose your way. Because after you continue on the journey, people start to separate. So even though you may start out with a huge crowd, it starts to thin. You have people that pull out away from the pack. You have people that straggle at the back. And so after I got those sandwiches, I took off. And that was at about 15, 16, I think, miles. I'll mention it in the video, or you'll see it in the video. But the point is that once I got there, I said, okay, 10 more miles is going to put me almost at 30 or closer to 30. And the closer I get to 30, I can surely do the last 5. It was rough. It continued to rain. But you know what? I did 35 miles. And you know what else? You know what else? I am in the best shape of my life. I am in the best shape of my life as a grown adult. Minus the years when I used to run Peachtree Road Race and I had knees and buns of steel back in my 20s. I'll tell you this. In the weeks prior to that, around right before my dad passed away, I started coming to the track and I started walking. Okay. I began to attempt to run a little, but in my mind, I told myself I couldn't run anymore. They said I had a torn labrum many years ago. Then they said I need a joint replacement in my hips last year, the year before that. And I said, heck no. I can heal this. I can work on this. There's no way under the sun that this is not going to be healed. I've done Reiki self-treatments every morning for probably the past 7 or so years, and that is what allows me to be pain-free when I get up out of the bed in the morning. It helps with the inflammation and any sense of discomfort. But then that dissipates throughout the day. Depending upon what it is that I'm doing. Bottom line is this. When I came out here and was guided to get back out on the track in the midst of the riding and to start running, I had a major breakthrough in my hips. Major breakthrough. I actually ran around the track. So my point is, whatever you believe is what'll be your reality. Don't let anything stop you. There's always going to be inertia the tendency to remain still and not to do anything. But the secret to success really is getting started. Okay, and in order to get started, you got to believe that victory is possible. And to be totally honest with you, you stand to lose nothing by believing that a victory is possible. Instead, you stand to gain everything. And so I'm claiming today, I am in the best shape of my life because I rode 35 miles, and I've never ridden 35 miles of anything or ran 35 miles of anything. The last time I ran anything close to that or walked it was 10, and that was the March of Dimes, and I believe I was maybe 10. So whatever it is you need to do in your life, whatever goal it is you need to set, every day you wake up is another day to wake up and to get it right. Every day is precious. Don't let anything steal your time. Don't let anything steal your hope and your faith in the future and what is waiting on you and what it is that you are responsible for claiming for yourself. I love you guys. I hope you had fun or have fun watching the highlights from the race. And if there's anything that you want to do physically, whether it's a change in your diet, because I did that as well. I had to actually go on protein, which is something I don't usually ever do, for about 2 months straight. I had to do protein this year. I needed protein for grounding. I was doing a lot of spiritual work. And a lot of times when you're in those upper chakras, sometimes you can become imbalanced and you need the grounding of protein. So protein also helps me with the physical stuff that I'm doing. But put in the comments, share in the comments what it is that you accomplished this year, or you're still working on, or what it is you hope to begin to accomplish next year in the way of preserving this temple. Okay? The temple that we have been given by the divine, by God, by the Holy Spirit. This divine vessel, this meat suit that allows us to travel through this physical world. And what is it that you can do or have been doing that makes you just feel good, that you need to celebrate? You're with Tanisha Ali, spiritually initiated and crowned, and also Tanisha's Locks, Beauty Tips and Potpourri. I'll be talking to you again soon.
Visibility is poor with the rain, the sunglasses. You gotta have them over my eyes. Visibility is poor. This is weird. It's just pouring down. 2 people have turned around. 2 African Americans have turned around and gone back. This is crazy, and it's coming down harder. So I did not know 35 miles. Haven't even covered half a mile into it, and it's pouring down like this. See, I don't know. Stop. Can I go 35 miles so far already? Shoes are wet, pants are wet, whole outfit is wet. I'm gonna be sitting on a cushion like a diaper of wetness soon because of the chamois. 2 miles and it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Good morning. Yeah. Mighty bad. Mighty bad. How you feeling? Mighty bad. I don't know if that's the right line to what. Mighty bad. At this point, I don't know if it's wise. I'm in riding over puddles that are splashing my feet. My feet are now sitting in about 1 inch of water, or half an inch. Everything is squishy. The wind is blowing, and so the chest is getting cold. I'm not sure. I know if I'm going to turn around, I need to make a quick. Almost at 3 miles. I just don't know. 3 miles soaking wet. That is not wet. Woo. At 6 miles, drenched rain has not stopped. It's too late to turn around now. Too far from the start, I think. This is dreadful. think I'm gonna might as well just say I'm gonna continue. It's bad though. I think I better save my phone and cut it off. The rain is actually getting worse. I don't know if y'all can see it on the camera, but the rain is worse. Way worse. Let's put on the first line. There's a out there now, baby. Might as well keep going. That's what you say. You're out there now, baby. Might as well keep going. That's just what you say. I mean, it's silly. It's coming down hard. It's not an out. I'm at 9 miles in the rain. But I'll try to go back out here at 18 miles. 4.5 miles. Might as well keep going. Pray for me, y'all. Pray for me. At the halfway point, 17.5 miles. The rain is worse. The wind is worse. It's bad out here. In the middle of nowhere. All over Georgia. Nowhere to call out. Everybody's dead. Everybody's on the stuff. Hey y'all, I'm getting excited. 10 miles left, 9.5 miles left. I'm at the 25-mile mark. Go 25, the rain has stopped. Oh my God. It's 26, so it will be over in 10 miles. I will be able to say, I did it. Not wrong, victory. Yes, yes. Whatever's getting hit now. I must go. I must go. Alright, the rain has started again. I'm at 30 miles, 29.9 on the home stretch, 5 more miles left to go. I can do this. The rain has started again. I am battling the elements. Battling the elements. Bitty bitty bitty. We came, we saw, we conquered. Probably won't film again until I get to the finish place. I need to conserve my resources. I need to drink some water too, but we eat on the go. When you are cycling, you must eat on the go. But yes, I am at, I believe, an hour and about 50 minutes. So almost 2 hours out here, 30 miles. Roughly, right now, I'm going 13.1, but I've been ranging between 14, 15 to 18, 19. So that's the average. Love it on you always. Love on yourself. You can do it. Whatever it is, you can do it. I said 2024 would be the year that I got in the best shape of my life. And although I have slipped and slid a few times, I was going to say slipped and slided. Although I have slipped and slid a few times, I'm back at it again. And the year is not over. Goodbye. Hey y'all, the police just escorted everybody past the last intersection. I'm at 34.7 miles. I'm coming into the home stretch. I'm back in the city now. Back into the city. Less than a half mile from down there where one of my favorite restaurants is. Flint in Albany. If you ever come to Albany, Georgia, go to Flint. It's an amazing restaurant. As far as you coming beside me, I must pay attention. I must get you for well. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the support on the ride today. You guys are part of the reason why eventually once I got my act together and silence the inner critic, I decided to continue going and not to give up. That guy behind me, he's trying to get him. We're going to try to get to the finish. What you got? Let's go. Oh, I passed here and there. Quarter of 5 before getting taken on in. Go on, honey, take a chance. Thank you so much. At mile 4, I wanted to turn around. It was rough. Well, here's the first there. Yes. So, straight Victoria Field, there's food, okay. And then Maddie will give you a beer ticket. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
My favorite is Skywater.
Okay. All right. I'll probably just have water. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.